Daniel hunched over his desk in the corner of the office, his shoulders curved inward as he typed numbers into the spreadsheet. The fluorescent lights cast harsh shadows across his uneven features. His stomach dropped when Peter's voice cut through the quiet clicking of keyboards. "Chung, my office, now!" Daniel's feet dragged as he made his way to the supervisor's office, keeping his eyes fixed on the carpet. Peter sat behind his desk, Daniel's quarterly report spread out before him, red marks bleeding across the pages. "What is this mess?" Peter jabbed his finger at the document. "These calculations are completely wrong. You've cost us hours of work." Sorry." Daniel's voice came out as barely a whisper. "Speak up!" "I can't hear a word you're saying." Peter's face reddened. "Look at me when I'm talking to you." Daniel raised his head slightly, revealing his asymmetrical features. "No wonder you hide in that corner all day. With a face like that, I'd want to disappear too." Peter's words struck like physical blows. "But this is a professional office. I need competent employees who can handle basic tasks without screwing up, who can actually communicate like normal people." "We'll fix?" Daniel's voice cracked. "We'll fix what? Jesus Christ, it's like talking to a wall." Peter slammed his palm on the desk. "A ugly wall at that. Get out of my sight and redo these reports. And next time, try speaking like an actual human being." Daniel shuffled backward toward the door, his reflection fragmenting in the office windows as he retreated. Daniel's hands trembled as he slumped back into his corner desk. The office had emptied hours ago, leaving him alone with the harsh buzz of fluorescent lights and the echo of Peter's cruel words. His fingers hovered over the keyboard, vision blurring as he fought back tears. The spreadsheet numbers swam before him. He blinked hard, forcing himself to focus. This job was all he had. Every interview before this one had ended the same way. The subtle grimaces, the quick glances away, the polite rejections. At least here they'd looked past his face long enough to hire him. His stomach growled. The clock on his computer showed 9:47 p.m. The cleaning staff had already come and gone, leaving behind the sharp scent of disinfectant. "Can't lose this," he whispered to himself, double-checking each formula, triple-checking. The numbers gradually aligned, his corrections spreading across the cells like ripples in still water. The security guard, Han, passed by, jingling his keys. "Working late again, Mr. Chung?" Daniel nodded without looking up. Even that brief exchange tightened his chest. Remembering his mother's words, "Your work will speak for you," he immersed himself in spreadsheets, letting numbers drown out Peter's mockery. His phone buzzed with management's warning about AC shutdown at 11. Daniel tightened his jacket and pressed on. Each correction felt like a small victory against those who judged his appearance over his ability. By 10:30, despite burning eyes, the report was flawless. Every calculation verified. He saved multiple copies and emailed them to Peter, hesitating before clicking send, knowing tomorrow would bring fresh criticism. But tonight, alone in the office, he'd accomplished his task. The job would continue. It had to. Starting over meant facing those first judgmental stares again. Daniel shuffled down the neon-lit streets, his plastic 7-Eleven bag swinging against his leg. The weight of Peter's words pressed down on his shoulders, heavier than his wrinkled suit jacket. His instant noodles and microwave dim sum knocked together with each step, another lonely dinner in his cramped apartment. A flicker of white caught his eye. Through the steam, rising from a nearby restaurant vent, a pure white cat perched on a concrete wall, its tail curled around its paws. The cat's blue eyes locked onto Daniel's face without judgment or mockery. Daniel paused, his fingers tightening around the plastic handles of his bag. The cat's pristine fur seemed to glow under the streetlights, untouched by the grime of the city. Two more cats emerged from the shadows below, one gray, one orange tabby. They fixed their gaze on Daniel, unblinking. Their stares felt different from the sideways glances and whispers he endured at the office. "What are you looking at?" Daniel's voice barely carried above the hum of traffic. He touched his cheek, tracing the uneven skin that had earned him so many cruel comments. The white cat tilted its head, maintaining eye contact. Its companions remained still, their tails twitching in unison. Daniel pulled his shoulders inward, making himself smaller. Even stray cats were staring now. He quickened his pace, keeping his eyes on the cracked sidewalk. The weight of their gazes followed him until he turned the corner, his dinner growing cold in its plastic prison. The meaningless cycle would start again tomorrow. Another day of hiding in his cubicle, another evening of eating alone, another night of avoiding his reflection in the bathroom mirror. The cat's steady stares had stirred something inside him, but he pushed the feeling down, buried it under years of practiced invisibility. Daniel cries in front of the white cat. Daniel's feet carried him back to the white cat before his mind could protest. The plastic bag slipped from his fingers, landing with a soft thud on the concrete. The cat hadn't moved from its perch, its blue eyes piercing through the neon haze. The gray and orange cats had vanished, leaving their ethereal companion to maintain its silent vigil. Daniel's throat tightened. He slumped against the wall, his knees giving way until he sat on the dirty pavement. The cat's unwavering gaze broke something loose inside him, a dam he'd built brick by brick since his first day at the office.